and welcome to our daily story. The news today is heavy, full of worry. We will talk about conflict and the pain it can bring. This is a space to learn and to think of one thing: how we can use language to understand and to care, and hope for a better world everywhere. The sun rose on a third day of fear, as sounds of explosions were drawing near. The conflict continued. It did not cease, destroying any small chance of peace. Fresh blasts were heard in the day and night, a continuing and devastating fight. From Israel, the Air Force took to the sky. On military targets in Tehran, they did fly. They struck missile sites and launchers too. A message of power they wanted to show through. Their chief of staff said, with a determined face, "We will intensify operations in this place." But Iran's reply was swift and just as bold. A story of missiles was being told. The city of Haifa saw smoke and flame as a building was hit in this dangerous game. 2 people were hurt by the shrapnel that flew. The cycle of strikes started anew. A war of words came with the fight. A warning was issued in the day and the night. Iran told Israelis to leave military zones through videos broadcast and on their phones, and Israel warned Iranians to do the same. A dangerous new part of this deadly game. The cost of this war was counted in lives. The pain of the loss in families thrives. In Israel, the number of dead reached 14. The saddest of stories the world has seen. In Bat Yam, a family from Ukraine was lost. A terrible and heartbreaking final cost. In Tehran, the people were filled with dread, as some fled the city for what lay ahead. The metro stations stayed open all night to offer a shelter from the terrible fight. Many were killed, the unofficial reports say, as the dark clouds of war held their sway. The leaders of Israel explained their main goal: to stop a nuclear holocaust from taking its toll. "We had to act now," their prime minister said, "to stop a great danger that was just ahead." They claimed Iran was close to a nuclear bomb. The reason for striking and breaking the calm. Across the ocean, the U.S. watched on. A story emerged before the new dawn. President Trump, they said, rejected a plan to kill Iran's leader, a very powerful man. But Israel denied it, said the story was fake. Just one of the tensions, for goodness sake. The American president made his position clear. "The U.S. is not involved. You do not need to fear." "But it is possible," he said on a call, "that America might answer if duty should call." He also said talks were still on the way, hoping for a deal to be made one day. Israel showed its reach with a powerful strike, one that was different and not much alike. It hit Mashhad Airport, so far to the east. The longest range attack, to say the least. A message was sent across the whole land that nowhere in Iran was out of their hand. The heart of Tehran felt the attacks too. As government buildings came into view, the foreign ministry was hit by a blast. A shadow of smoke on the city was cast. It showed the conflict was hitting the core of Iran's government, and so much more. The fear of this conflict began to spread wide, with nowhere for neighbors to safely hide. The U.S. Embassy in nearby Iraq warned of a potential and violent attack. It showed that the danger could easily grow and pull other nations into the undertow. Former leaders also began to speak out, removing any lingering public doubt. Iran can't have nukes, former VP Pence said. Remembering the danger that lies ahead, he said America stands with its Israeli friend, hoping this terrible conflict will soon come to an end. Through all of the fighting and all of the fear, the world of money was still very near. In Tel Aviv, the stock market fell and then rose. A story of business that everyone knows. It showed that even in war, life must go on. From the moment of sunset until the new dawn, so the missiles fly and the warnings are made. A terrible price is being paid. No one can say how this story will end. Will the nations make peace or continue to contend? The people just hope for a peaceful night's rest, to put this great fear to a final test. This is the story as it stands today. Learn from the words, and for peace you should pray. The language of conflict is easy to see, but the language of peace is what sets us free. As you learn English, remember this plea: for a world that lives in harmony.